That's fine, or just yeah. I'm not sure because I've been here, I've never seen much evidence of that.
Ready? Okay. All right, everybody, welcome to the Upper Frederick Township Board of Supervisors regular monthly meeting, February 9th, 2023. Would you please stand and pledge to the flag? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comments. Anybody? Sir.
Yes,
Sure. Name,
Mike
address.
Rosiak,
Okay. Where do you live?
Hawk Road.
Thank you.
Okay. I looked for minutes on the website. There are none from anything year to date.
We addressed that last meeting. Is that still
Well,
accurate? Or is it
Year to date, there would not be any because tonight you're approving January minutes.
That's correct. Okay, sorry. You're always a month behind.
Yeah, so, right, so the board has to approve their minutes before they get posted. And tonight they're scheduled to approve their January minutes.
Okay. Any other public comments?
Brad Kleinschmidt. My wife Jody and I, as of July 1st, will be residents of the Upper Frederick for 30 years. And I would like to thank you and people, your predecessors and people before you that have made it a wonderful experience to live here. My comment is, I understand you're going to appoint a supervisor tonight,
That's correct.
and I was hoping maybe we could have a little diversity. Maybe an appointment of a Democrat or an independent. My understanding is you're both registered Republicans. So I'd like to see some diversity. I think that would be in the best interest of the residents of the township.
Okay, thank you. Other public comments?
When you mentioned about the minutes,
Sorry.
oh, I'm sorry, my name's Denny Jones, Frisco Road. The minutes, is it possible, is there a reason it has to be that delayed? In other words, that it could be maybe sooner so that people are more up to date when we talk about communication and whatnot? Is that possible to, at the end of your meeting, post them or whatever it is that you need to do officially so that they would be more available sooner?
Well, I mean, so after a meeting, it usually, you know, Kate does the minutes, and it usually, she'll like fit them in throughout her day. So a lot of times it'll take a week or two to have them actually finally finished. I mean, it's, do you have any municipalities who post them as drafts?
No, the code is designed to have them appointed at the next regularly scheduled meeting. Some municipalities have 2 meetings a month, so their minutes are sometimes available, let's say, 2 weeks later instead of a month later. But that's the process. It takes a fairly long period of time to get them down. They get circulated in draft form for comments and so forth. They're generally not to be available in draft form, but then at the next meeting they are to be approved. And how soon after, say, tonight's meeting will the January minutes be up and available?
It's online.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's really about as fast.
Okay, yeah, just months is a long time, and I just thought maybe if we could see these more frequently, that would be probably real helpful to everybody.
Sure, I understand. Yeah, I mean, if we can, you know, it is a challenge with our planning commission, because they meet relatively infrequently, and so, you know, we don't always post them because they're still in draft until they meet again, and sometimes it might be a few months till they meet. I don't know if you've had situations where municipalities draft or post draft planning commission meetings.
Generally not.
Generally not, okay. I guess we can just try to have them meet more often so that we can get them approved more quickly and then get them posted. Yeah.
Donnie Savage. I just wanted to follow up on that. So another way to give people more immediate access that I've seen in boards and on the school board that I served on is have the meetings videotaped, and then that videotape can be made available like the next day. That's not the official transcript, and you would still approve your minutes and have your official transcript, but that's an idea for helping folks that are looking for more timely information.
Thank you.
That's actually one of the things when we do the building renovations, we're actually looking into.
Other comments? Okay. I think we're good on public comments then. Okay, moving on. Appointment of supervisor. So, what do we think? So, I think everybody has let us know how they feel, what they want to accomplish on the board. We had some comments from the folks in the room. I mean, weighing all the things, I mean, I also reached out to, here. Let's see. So I reached out to Adam.
Just so everybody knows, I mean, it's only an 11-month appointment.
Yeah.
Whoever we appoint is up for elections at the end of this year. Well,
Right, well, they're gonna have to go through the process,
process of
the election process.
the whole election process.
Okay.
And maybe I'll just add to that. So if whoever takes this position or gets appointed to this position, like Ron says, they're taking it for 11 months, but if they want to continue, they have to run to finish out the term, and there's 4 years left on that term. And then Ron is also up for re-election this year, so that term would be 6 years. So there's 2 positions that are up for re-election this year. One will be a 4-year term, one will be a 6-year. Okay, just to clarify that.
Okay. Look, I talked to some other folks in the community, reviewed things that had been said over the past, well, years. And I think we need somebody that's going to do a good job for the community. Somebody that's been involved with it for a long time, somebody that people like, somebody that people trust. And with that, I think we should appoint Tom Trojansky.
Are you serious?
Well,
You should have prefaced it like that then.
no,
Good day.
Shocker. I'll second it.
I mean, I can go into other details, but,
You need
It's, I second it.
okay,
Of course you do.
there we go.
ridiculous.
All right. All in favor? Aye.
Talk about being rigged.
Yeah.
Mr. Trojansky.
She's not even here, is he? Nope.
He's stuck in traffic.
Should be embarrassed.
Well, I guess we gotta wait for him to.
Just give me
Yes,
this.
let's move on to,
Okay, minutes, January 3rd and January 12th. I've had a chance to review these minutes. Do you have any? Okay. Well, I make a motion to approve the minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Treasury report, bills to be paid.
So, within your packet, we have the treasurer's report, and, basically, you know, it's early in the year. We're running generally on target, with our budgeting, both in terms of revenue and expenses. I will note that under the bills to be paid, we do have some larger items that just came in at the beginning of February that we're paying. Our new sign that was ordered several months ago finally arrived for out front. We have a larger bill for consultant time for some of the hydrant study that's underway. And then we have one more item here, let me just, and what was that? Oh, right, we had a late delivery on a trailer for the public works department. So those are in your bills to be paid, which results in it being higher this month.
Okay. Well, I've read and reviewed this. Ron, you've reviewed this as well, right? Okay. Then I will make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented and file for audit. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
All right, so the bills to be paid total $123,184.63. And that's because of those larger purchases that I
Correct.
mentioned.
Right. Okay, I make a motion to approve payment of bills totaling $123,184.63, and to advance the treasurer the funds to pay any any needed bills or expenditures to save penalties or accrue interest and payroll prior to the Board of Supervisors' regular meeting on March 9th, 2023. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Emergency services.
All right, so the Plymouth ambulance had 33 calls, 13 of which were to Frederick Township.
Okay.
The fire company had 14 calls.
Okay. Water sewer plant report.
No violations to report. Perkins Crossing, made a new dechlorination tablet dispenser, probably cutting the tablet use probably by an eighth, or I should say 7/8. So it's hardly using any tablets. Where we were using probably 4 a day, now might be using 4 2 weeks.
Okay.
Also installed a power unit and surge suppressor on the auto dialer to protect that, because we get a lot of power outages in that area. And the one time it did go on a glitch, and we didn't get call outs because of it, so that'll prevent that. Ivy Ridge is running real well. And water plant, and soon we'll have to do some work there with booster pumps.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Public Works.
Well, since the winter's been going so fantastic for us, we're able to get our machinery in and do a lot of maintenance in-house on that. We're able to bring some of the parks tables in, and we're able to sand them down, get them all nice and pretty out there for the public coming this spring and summertime. Able to do some work on the kiosks out there. We did some fabrications to our trailer out there, welding, so everything we're able to do because it's a nice winter for us to get this spring and summer equipment stuff done in-house. It's nice.
Okay.
And then, we met with PennDOT on Wednesday for our liquid fuels for our road projects, and move forward on Faust and Sweisford.
Good. Good.
Questions?
No questions for me?
Good.
Okay. All right, environmental engineers report.
No report this month. He's been pretty quiet for us. Civil engineers report, he's not here tonight. We don't have any major engineering items on the agenda, so I told him he didn't need to worry about coming. He's been primarily working on those bid documents for Faust and Sweetsville Road, so we can get those out early and hope to get some good bids.
Good. Okay. Building inspector and zoning hearing board report.
So we have had in January 4 permits issued and 8 inspections. Under zoning, we have 2 zoning items that are ongoing. Ken, do you have an update on Spillane? I know we have a property on Gravel Pike that had a court order, and it sounds like they're not meeting the requirements, and so our zoning officer is kind of trying to understand the next steps that he needs to take.
I'm not sure I know the very latest. I think he was having trouble getting permission to go on the property.
And he got on the property, and they brought in a bunch of additional vehicles again, so now they've,
I put a call into him
Okay.
yesterday or today.
Okay.
There are methods, I guess, options we'll have under, just with regard to citing them for new violations or proceeding under the existing agreement which they violated. That calls for a couple of things, including a per-day fine or penalty.
Okay.
But let me talk to him.
Okay.
There's also a court date coming up. I don't know if it's the end of February or early in March, but
Oh, okay.
those folks will be back before the judge, who will be none too happy, I guess, to hear of the lack of progress, or it's actually regress. I mean, for a while there, they did pretty good at removing the vehicles, junked and unlicensed vehicles, but I think they just tend to accumulate them, and that's where they are.
Okay. The other item, zoning item that we have that's kind of been ongoing is at 1847 Perkiomenville Road. The owner there has been living out of her travel trailer, and our zoning officer contacted her. She verified that in fact she was. She indicates that her van broke down. She wanted to move off the property but hasn't been able to. She ordered a truck in December, but it's gonna be about 16 weeks to arrive. So, I guess at this point, we have a couple options. We can work with her on this time frame, or we can start the enforcement process. John did mention, that she was pretty upset and she's not happy with her situation, but she's kind of stuck, and she's, got concerns about COVID and that sort of thing. So, I told her that I would, check with the board and see, if you guys are okay giving her, I guess it would be essentially till like May 1st.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it sounds like she's got a pretty rough situation as it is,
Yeah.
so. I don't know, what does everybody think? Think we should give her
We don't
16
know-
weeks?
We
What's the
really
matter?
don't know
What
what
do
we're
you think?
talking about, so. We don't know what the last one was about either, about moving cars.
We get to decide this, but not who to do.
Okay.
And is she bringing some kind of,
Yeah, so typically you're not
Rule by
supposed to be living out of your travel trailer on your property. Her house is not habitable, and so she's just living out of the travel trailer.
she's not harming anyone in this
But-
situation?
Correct, but we're getting complaints from folks in the township.
What's the nature of the complaint, if I may ask? Is she hurting somebody in some way? Is that the complaint?
No, that she's breaking the rules,
Oh.
that they may have been in trouble for breaking in the past,
Gotcha.
and so they would like the township to equally enforce our regulations.
Without the trailer having water or proper sewer,
That's the only one.
Well, she uses, so there is supposedly a toilet in the building that she can use,
okay.
is what she says. So she
Well,
says
that
it's-
needs to be checked, 'cause it's not, I mean, it's inhabitable, the trailer then.
Right. Well, I mean, if you want, we can require that as a condition, that at least it be
Yes.
verified,
I mean,
that
I mean,
that's.
I understand she's in a hard way, but I want her to be safe too. I mean,
Right.
don't need her throwing buckets of stuff outside and,
Sure.
Yeah. So you want to
So,
follow up with that? and
so I'll,
see-
yeah, I'll ask the zoning officer to let her know that if she can at least verify that she has a usable toilet basically in the building, that we'll give her till May 1st before we start enforcement proceedings.
I'm good with that.
I'm okay with that too.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. No, I know where I'm at, I'm just waiting until we're ready. Planning Commission,
Planning Commission did not meet in January.
Regional Planning Commission.
I don't believe, is Jared here by any chance? No. I haven't received an update as to whether or not they met. The Parks and Rec Board did not meet, although they are considering canceling the Swamp Creek
Kevin's here.
Stomp. Kevin?
Kevin's here.
Oh, hi Kevin.
Hi. Yes, we are considering not doing it this year, because I've had some family emergency medical issues that has taken most of my time, and I haven't been able to devote the time that I normally do to getting everything organized, as far as the registration and the website and things like that, so I think we're gonna skip this year. The only other things that we have going on are a couple of Eagle Scout projects that are potential projects for the parks. And they're still working on their proposals and presentations for that.
All right. Anything we can do?
Everything's good right now, so it was just bad timing.
Okay.
But thank you.
Manager update.
I mentioned earlier, the new sign has arrived. We are hoping to have some concepts from the architect for expanded meeting room options and building renovations, and I'm still waiting on the hybrid study from consultants.
Okay. New business. What do we have here? Strictly motion to appoint Robert C. Bezgin as Township Auditor. The cost of $6,000 for 2022 audit, $6,200 for 2023 audit, and $6,400 for 2024 audit. That's what it says.
So each year we hire an outside auditor to basically go over our books, which is required by the state. And our previous auditor, we had a 3-year contract with him. It ended after he completed the 2021 audit. And so I sent out requests to auditors. We got one proposal for the prices you just mentioned. They are in line though with what our previous auditor had charged us, which was $5,950 for 2021. This person, Robert Bezgin, he is recommended by our treasurer, who has been an auditor in the past. So the other auditors that I reached out to, their schedules were already full.
All right. Any issues, comments? Okay. Make a motion to appoint Robert C. Bezgin as the Township Auditor for the years of 2022, 2023, and 2024 as proposed. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Appointment to vacancies on UCC, Appeals Board, and Agricultural Advisory Committee.
So we received a couple applications. We have one opening on the UCC Appeals Board and one opening on the Agricultural Advisory Committee.